Hey, hi everyone, welcome to episode 9 of Workspace Wednesday. At least I think it's episode 9. Yeah, it should be episode 9. Today is going to be sort of a Workspace update because I was planning to do a tour of my Notion finance planner. However, I still have a few things to tweak there. I definitely want that planner to be released before the end of the year, so I am actively working on it right now. But until then, so I may do a second video later down in the week just to publish that as well. But for now, I'm going to be doing a Workspace update. So I kind of had the idea just to do like a check-in, maybe once a month or once every 2 months, or whenever things change in my workspace, or whenever there are nice updates to certain applications, I can share them in a video like this one. And it's also really good for days where I don't have something completely planned. So that's what we're gonna do. I have my camera kind of set up somewhat. The lighting isn't great for now because I don't have any other lights other than the light in my room. But I did have this set up from my the video that I did with the chat that I had with Curly. So that is why you can see my face here now. So that was awkward. Anyways, let's get into the so this is, again, as I said, the updates or things that have changed in my workspace over the course of since I did my first video, right? So in Tana, right, I'm going to start with Tana first. And one kind of thing that has changed is I'm using this area here a lot more than I thought I would. So initially, I would add things to my time log or to my media log, mainly to my time log. So I would essentially drag these and put them in to this area because I just didn't like visually seeing them right here. But I'm finding that it's really nice when I'm doing my weekly review newsletter to just come and kind of cycle through the days, like go to previous day and cycle through the days and see what I actually did without having to outdent the toggles or the nodes. So more information is being added here, and that's also because I've been using the quick add feature a lot more just to get things out of my head and into whether it's Tana, or sometimes I might write it down, but most of the time I am putting it right here in Tana. What else has changed? I'm not using the good morning node, honestly, very frequently. So I may delete that. The habits is the same, and that's essentially everything here is pretty much the same. Let's go to some of my pinned nodes. My Christmas gift planner. So this would have been quite successful. I purchased all of the gifts already, so it's just a matter of if I go to the list, no, not the list, status, yeah, you can see that everything is here in the purchased column, and I just have to wrap things. That's essentially where I am at now. This is a gift card that I have to get for my sister. Hopefully she's not watching this video. I did decide, so you may have seen in my today node, that I am actually thinking of doing a personal inventory. So this is something that Curly and I spoke about in the chat that we had, and that is posted on his channel, but I'm actually thinking about doing that. Even though I said that I shouldn't have, that's a waste of time. But anyway, so I kind of started, and I'm just going to share that here. So that's what I have, personal inventory. Let me kind of zoom out so you can kind of see everything. So this is kind of what I'm thinking of doing. I may do it in Notion instead, but I just tried it in Tana first because that's where I was currently working. So the idea behind this is everything that I own. I want to at least have a catalog of everything that I own, and it's not that I'm just doing this because I want to know a number. I'm doing this because I usually declutter my physical kind of possessions a few times for the year, and I did it early in the year, and now is essentially the second time. So I figured while I'm doing that decluttering, it would be nice to have a log as well, and I can also know the location, so in case I'm looking for something and I can't find it, at least I can, hey, just check in here and I'll be able to find that item or that item's location. But the part that I like about this most is this in and out. So this option list, there are 3 options: in, out, and keep. So when I am going through and decluttering everything that I have, I can simply discard of anything or put out for anything that I am giving away or donating or discarding of. I'll keep a log of it if I keep it, and new things that I buy. So on Sunday I would have purchased these 3 items, so I put these as in. So the reason behind this is, along with just having more of a minimalist or minimal mindset, it's about my word of the year for 2023, which is intention. So I'm really doing my best to not just buy things willy-nilly. I mean, I don't do that generally, but there are some places that I can go to, like a bookstore or a stationery store, and I will just pick everything up. So this is sort of to get my mindset again in more of an intentional one, so that I am pretty much set for moving through 2023 at hopefully a smoother pace. So that's the personal inventory. I still have my lists. So I combined all, so these nodes, the nodes that you see up here, they would have actually been here in my workspace. And what I did is I just combined all of them into this, into one node. So ideas, I have my moments, TV or shows that I want to watch, food, people, quotes, and my questions. All of them are here underneath lists. So that kind of decreases the amount of nodes that I have here in my sidebar. But before 2022 is over, I'm going through this sidebar and essentially archiving, deleting, but I'm just trying to make things as simple as I can. So no complexity, simplicity, and just focusing on what I want to achieve, and where my focus will be for 2023. So anything that's outside of that and that's not necessary, I don't want to see it here. Essentially. And that is pretty much, I think, all that would have changed in terms of Tana. You can now bulk move different items. So let's say, I've also been adding like a time log with actual timestamps here, and still adding my links on some days. But you can bulk move your nodes now. You just select the nodes that you want to move, and I can drag these down there. So that was just an update that I saw in the Slack group this morning, so that you know if you use Tana. All right, that's it pretty much for Tana. Let's head over to Scrintal, which has a new UI. You notice that I just got brighter there. It's because Scrintal does not have dark mode yet. Anyway, so this is the new UI that Scrintal would have released today. We now have a sidebar. We now no longer have the archive on the right. In the sidebar, we can search for cards, Let's see, normal people. So I can search hair and this card will come up. It's saying shift and click to select a card. Shift and click. Is that shift? Is it tab? Okay, how do you drag? I should have checked. Okay, I don't know. Awkward. Moving along. So we have, so I'm currently at my desk. I have some recent cards here. So I just pulled up that one, which is why you can see it here. So when you click on a recent card on the left in this sidebar, it will open up the card here as well. So that is nice, definitely a nice improvement. Spotlight search does not search within cards yet, but it searches. So if I search normal people, this will come up, and this actually looks quite nice because I have a preview of the content here on the right and I can see the metadata. However, I can't search within a card. So let's come here and see. Let's try to search. Let me do normal people. Actually, no. Let me do this. And let me search for uniforms, right? So that's within the card. Uniform, see, nothing coming up. So you still can't search within cards, but there is, I suppose, an updated spotlight search, but not within cards. The kind of icon that used to come up stating that you're not connected isn't there anymore. And instead you can, there's this icon that has replaced that. How do I get back to my desk? Right, okay, I was just zoomed all the way in. I think that's all of the updates that I would have noticed. I don't know if there are more. You can add a board from here. I think you could have always done that. I'm not 100% sure. There's a learning center. Ooh, this actually looks quite nice. It's the first time that I'm seeing this, but this is quite nice. So you can see all of their articles and YouTube videos on various use cases, tutorials to help you. So this is really great if you're now getting started with Scrintal. We have the settings, which is actually different as well, but no dark mode. Ugh, no dark mode. Anyways. So otherwise, everything is pretty much the same. I suppose it just looks a lot more minimal and a bit nicer in terms of the navigation bar, the sidebar, the spotlight search. So I think this is definitely an upgrade. I have not been using Scrintal as much as I would have liked to be using it. I think that's because I'm not sure why that is. I should think that through. It may be because I haven't been doing much reading and I've been trying to finish the Notion template, the finance planner. But anyways, that's where we are currently with Scrintal. Let us now move on to Notion. So in terms of updates, Notion did have an update of, well, they had a few updates, but you can now add tabs. So if you click this plus right here on the next to this hamburger menu, you can add a tab. So I've just added this tab and I can come here and go over to my media library. So the tabs definitely help with navigation throughout your workspace. I don't know if I showed my media library before. It is linked on my blog, but I've essentially just added, using these quick review cards, I've added kind of a quick review of the shows and movies and books that I have read, only for when I would have discovered that website, which I will link in the description as well. But everything that I would watch at the beginning of the year, I don't have a quick review for because I don't really remember. I like to do it right after I watch the movie. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like rambling randomly. So yeah, I have really been working just on Pythagoras, which is my premium Notion template for personal finance planning. So I will finish this before 2023. I must, I will, I need to. So that's mainly what I've been working on inside of Notion. It is Pythagoras. Out of Notion, we go into Obsidian. So I don't usually use Obsidian because I had no need to use Obsidian, but I did want to try out the Canvas plugin because it became available this week to the general public or to anyone that can just download the updated Obsidian the app. So that's what I did, and I saw this, someone had tweeted where he was mapping out his newsletter in Obsidian, and I thought that was a really great idea. I will find the tweet and link it below as well, but I figured just so I can try out this this plugin or Obsidian with the Canvas, I would try mapping out my newsletter for the coming week. And this is essentially, I mean, there are many tutorials, I'm sure, on much better than me going through it. But I do like the visual, of course, being able to see everything on a canvas, similar to Scrintal. However, there are various differences that I would have noticed. I'm not really sure which one I like or which one I prefer, but I definitely see that if your entire PKM system is within Obsidian, then you really don't have any use for Scrintal. So this really is a matter of upgrading for the Obsidian users or anyone who already has all of their notes stored in Obsidian. But I do like how you can easily kind of just drag images onto the canvas. You can do that with Scrintal as well, right? But I do find it more fluid in the Obsidian canvas. I like that I can link, so I can link from one card to this image as well. Of course, I'm not reading this album, so I can just delete that. I would link it to media. So the linking is quite nice, and you have a visual hierarchy, and you can easily, my point of this was to just, as I go through the week, kind of drag in what it is I wanted to talk about in my newsletter and have it all in one space. Yes. So again, I don't really use Obsidian. As you can see, this is all my vault has, just really random kind of testing notes, nothing significant whatsoever. I did do this note on just personal finances. This is not my finances. This is for a demo of the Notion template. So I'll have this up when I'm filming the setup guide for that template. So Obsidian is quite nice. I just never really had any use for it, but now with the Canvas plugin, I can definitely see how persons will benefit from having this within their digital toolkit. Moving on from, still in Obsidian, I realized that because Obsidian works in Markdown, I can actually write my blog posts directly from, so if you saw my digital homes video, you would see that I used Visual Studio Code, and I used a theme called Papermod along with Hugo, which is a static site builder, to build my website, right? So my website is here. This is it. I really need to add some new posts. But anyways, all of these posts which are on my website at renesworkspace.com, you can see I use Visual Studio Code, which is connected to GitHub, and that is how things get from here to the website, and so that you can read the articles. But I did realize that because Obsidian works in Markdown, I could actually just open up that folder. So if I go to File, you probably can't see it, but I can open Vault, and I can open Folder as Vault. And if I come here and I go to my desktop, this is the folder that all of my website posts, all of my blog posts on my website, they are all here. So I can open this up. Well, actually, I think I went to Posts, Content, and then I went to Posts, and then I clicked Open. So here it is inside of Obsidian. So if you can see, this is the last post, Burnout Society. Let's add a post right here from inside of Obsidian. So Obsidian is basically just working as the text editor. I'm going to delete this because this I didn't really. Let's just put a test post from Obsidian as the title. I'm going to put my front matter. Just going to replace this with this here. I'm going to put today's date, the 21. Wow, December is flying. And I don't need a description. I'll put my tag as I'll leave it as book notes, and I'll leave it in the library just so you'll be able to see it up. But here I will put post 23 because it's in that folder, and I will actually I don't need a cover image. So I'm going to delete that. Right. And here I'm just going to type testing out writing blog posts directly from Obsidian to my personal website. Okay, now this I don't think I should have to save anything, but this should show up inside of Visual Studio Code. Let's see here. Yep, so here it is. And all I need to do now, and maybe I need to save this, and I'll come over and commit these changes, which will send it, which should send it to GitHub and to my website. So I'm going to give that a minute because I know that it does take a minute. It took a minute last time and I was there like refreshing the page, but wait, I will. Okay, let's see. I'm pretty sure it's not ready yet, but let's see. Let's refresh this. And here it is, actually, a test post from Obsidian. So there we go. How fun. So now I don't have to directly write in Visual Studio Code or in Notion. I can write in Obsidian, and that's going to, all I would need to do is commit the changes in Visual Studio Code and it will be on my website. So that is pretty damn cool if you ask me. And that is really it. That's all the kind of updates that I have right now. The next Workspace Wednesday video will need to be my personal finance planner, or I might send that out once I finish it, maybe towards the end of the week, and post that as a separate, like a non-Workspace Wednesday video. But that is it for now. And I will see you once I finish my personal finance planner that I've been building forever in Notion.